so much for tuning into the show. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. And hello, Twitter. How we all doing today? If you want to follow the show on Facebook, maybe you're watching on another platform. It's under the name Dre Montez. And we also have a podcast, Who's to Blame? And we dropped our newest and latest episode yesterday. You can find it on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. And also, we're on YouTube at Dre Montez and on Twitter at W2D Dre Montez. And don't forget to visit the website, www.dremontez.com. It is Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday, make it happen, TBT, whatever acronym you want to put together on it for sure. But most importantly, thanks for tuning in. High fives, chest bump, and let's hug this thing out. There we go. There we go. We got to take a little short break because the TV is a little bit too high. Be right back. Be right back. You are too hot, too loud. You too loud. You too loud. There you go. You too loud. Can't have all that. Hush up that now, child. Hush up that now, boy. Let old Dre get back in here now. Hush up now. Cut that out now, boy. All right, and we're back. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you're about to close the deal on something, there it is. And today is what? Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. Do you remember the 21st time in September? Hey, we here, Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. All the people, how we doing? Oh, a lot to get into, few things to talk about. If we get deep today, I think we all right if we get deep today. How deep we talking, Dre? Well, I need a scuba diving outfit. Well, I need scuba lessons. No telling. Start that day off with a good walk. A good walk really goes a long, long way. It really does. Goes a long way. Hydrate the body. Get the mind flowing. Let the curtains open. Let your windows up and just let that breeze go through the house right there. Let it go through the house. Huh? If you're at work and you're in a cubicle, you know what you got to do. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. You already know what you got to do. You already know what you got to do. Already in the building. You already know. Okay, people. Lots to talk about. How we doing out there? Hope everyone is doing well. As I said before, we're winding down on the regular season of baseball. We'll share more of our Cardinal thoughts on this past season. I don't think we're going to get too much into what happened over the season, but there's some things I enjoy about baseball besides going to the game. There are other things that go on when you go to a Cardinal game or go to a baseball game in general that just really takes it to a whole new level. And I like seeing it that way. But from another perspective, I'm also reflecting at the same time, this has been the worst start for its injuries, impactful players in the NFL I've ever seen. So we got to get through that. This could be a very, very exciting weekend for college football. Could be a few upsets. Don't know. Could be some Heisman people trying to make a name for themselves. And then tonight we also got the G-Men against the 49ers. Lots to get into. All right. Let's get our affirmations out the way. We're going to let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh. There you go right there. You got to laugh. I think this first story here is really going to make you laugh that I want to get into. I saw this on the news yesterday, and it had me thinking about way back Wednesday, or Throwback Thursday, or back in the day, or when we were teenagers, or you don't know nothing about this. You wouldn't know what to do. Can you imagine going on spring break or going out of town with your crew, your girls? It's just y'all going out of town to kick it. And you got a hotel. You get to the hotel, there's nobody working. Shirley? Hello? You ringing a bell? Nobody. Phone's ringing off the hook. There's nobody in the hotel. You guys can't find anybody. It's a true story. This happened. What would you do? Would you leave? Would you leave a note? Would you email corporate, hey, there was nobody there. We left. We would like a refund on our money. Or would you just, let me figure this out. Would you consider making breakfast for the guests that are in the hotel, answering the phone call, Doing room service, actually doing a little housekeeping. Would you think to do that? I think that's interesting. I think my friends and I, we would have tore that damn place up back in the day. Now, we'd have been thinking too much of Dawn of the Dead or Walking Dead and all these zombie type things. Or, wait a minute now. What you mean nobody's here? They all infected. Let's leave. We would think on that level now if a group went down over the age of 30. But if you're in your teens to mid-20s, you're going to stay and maybe work like these kids. I don't want to share the name of the hotel because they're not paying me. Not paying me. Or the kids' names at all. But you can find the story on the intertwines out there. You know how y'all find everything else, but it is an interesting story. That person that was supposed to work that shift left early, didn't tell nobody, and all that happened. Mm-hmm. Do they still have a job? No, sir. Not at all. No, sir. Not at all. So again, the question was, there was nobody working at the hotel where you and your crew made reservations at. You emailing corporate, you leaving a note, and you staying. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We'll figure it out from there for sure. I get this a lot. If you utilize any of the car services, Uber, Lyft, or whatever it may be out there, whatever it may be that you utilize, do you ever hear the driver say, which way you want me to go? Or, this is my all-time favorite, this damn MapQuest, this damn Google Maps, this damn thing, whatever they're using is giving them the wrong directions to get where they're trying to get to. And I don't go nothing but 3 different places when I use these vehicles. But each and every time, there's an issue. Whatever app or device you're using to get there, do you find yourself having issues as well? And if you do you let these companies know that they're having issues with this certain area of Missouri or Illinois? It always comes up wrong when you're trying to find a way to get there. Because if we don't report it, they're never going to fix it. But I just find it time in and time out. I'm in the back seat, and before we pull off, sorry it took so long, but this app I'm using had me go around the hallway. And my immediate thing is, where you from? And they say, born and raised in St. Louis. No, you're not, because you would have found this with your eyes closed. So I don't get that. But these people using different search engines and devices or maps to get where you got to go, transportation devices or tools, and if they're not working and you're not reporting them, they're going to always get these high rankings and stars, and everybody's going to keep using them until it gets to the point, hey, they need to fix this. I want to know, do you have issues with that? If you do, let me know. Who's on here right now? Hey, what's up, Jason? How you doing? What up, counselor in the building? My man, what up, D? What's up, good folk? How you guys doing? Thanks for tuning into the show today. But that I saw a story on it, did not go a good way about using, whether it's Google Maps or whatever you're using out there to get what you have to get to. That was a certain area they didn't have correct on the device, and it did not go well for the family at all. Got to tell it to the judge. You're probably right. You're probably right, counselor. You're definitely right on that for sure. All right, next story here. I think this is pretty amazing. I think the people of St. Louis need to really give themselves a hand on what they did as far as being impactful people. And what I mean by that, congratulations to St. Louis FC soccer team. Way to go. Make it to the playoffs. There you go. Way to do it. Way to do it. And also that the first year selling out the way they did, the fan participation, the way the whole the way the eyes on St. Louis in a way I didn't really pay attention to was globally. What we did here in this city, globally in the sports world, was something pretty magnificent. Remember the Cardinals went to London to play the Cubs. That was a magnificent thing. I know we're not in the place we want to be as far as going to the playoffs, but that series, and then when the Cardinals returned home, we had a stretch of all these crazy sellouts. I didn't pay attention to that until I saw this special about the global effect of St. Louis sports teams, St. Louis FC and the St. Louis Cardinals this past year. So you fans that went to those soccer games, give yourselves a hand. You fans, and some of you I know that went over to London and that live here in St. Louis and continue to support the Cardinals and go to the games. Way to go. That right there for sure. That's pretty cool. They have a conference here right now with the top sports people across the board were figuring out the maneuvering and the schematics on how to do what we did here in St. Louis. They're looking to pay attention and really follow up what St. Louis did this past year and probably implement some of the tools that we use to help their cities. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool for sure. All right, we're going to take a short break here and come right back with more Montez at Midday. Got a few questions for you out there. Be right back.
Mountain Man as smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
All right, folks, welcome on back to Montez at Midday on this Throwback Thursday edition of the show. Don't forget the latest episode of my podcast, Who's to Blame? The podcast is up, episode 530, and it's titled Rough Start NFL. We don't have to get into it. I may get emotional, and we don't need that on a Thursday. But also why Thursday is my favorite day of the week. Sometimes. We got day baseball. I can do day baseball every day. Day baseball, listen to it on the radio, and watching baseball. Give me a hot dog, some popcorn, and a Coca-Cola. Reminds you of your childhood, don't it? All right there. Don't waste that soda on you, baby. Don't do that now. Don't get that mustard on your shirt now. Get you a few more napkins, and all you want is to hear that song. Give me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. You're like, everybody knows the song like me. Oh, man, childhood was something else, which leads me to my next little topic discussion here. Coaches helping kids. It's not the same as it used to be. Now there are legalities, there's possible disruption with a scholarship. It's just different. And you think back to the days of your 70s kid. Didn't happen often, but because you had to win to get the pizza party. But as you get older, you get the 80s, everybody don't have the same household. They don't have a two-parent home. There's other people in the house, got more siblings there. You can only stretch $1 so far. So coaches would spot that out. Feed the kid, see the kid wearing, no uniform when we went to school. Hell no. No, you got to wear your own damn clothes. You had to be able to take it if you wore the same shit in 1 week. Hey, they're going to dish it to you. So there was a clothing issue. Coaches would help out with that. Coaches did a lot back in the day. And the coaches that were doing that back in the day, it's frowned upon today. It's frowned upon today. To coach a kid in a neighborhood, to coach kids in a very poverty-stricken neighborhood has to be very challenging. Not everybody comes from the same background. Everybody gets a hot meal, hot water, clean clothes to put on every day. You just can't assume that about people. So for now, through countless documentaries, especially the BS, the TV show Will, the one they're doing about Will Smith, Bel Air. On that, they covered that in high school when the coach was just trying to help the kid out. Got some groceries for the house. Bought a suit for his dad to go to a job interview, and the dad got the job. And gave the kid some money to go buy groceries. You can't do that anymore because it's frowned upon right now. So what can be done? Do food banks step in with these coaches that are coaching right now with these younger kids when there is an issue with having adequate food? I'm not talking on a collegiate level. We already dealt with that. And that happened in college basketball during the tournament. That was a sad story. But when it comes to the kids, and you see their home conditions is not an ideal way here in 2023. And you can't step in and do that as a coach. If you do, there's going to be some infractions. So I'm wondering, are there groups out there, not for profit, for profit, that help these sports leagues across the U.S. or regionally? Or how's this done? I've been trying to find out more and more information about that, and I keep getting, well, we do what we can. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Now, back in the day, we know the bag up under the highway, dropping off the duffel bag at the barbershop. So that's totally different. You're trying to buy that kid for your own intentions for something else. But if it's just trying to feed a kid, put food in the house, and clothe the child, because you see they can't do that for themselves, or there's something going on in the household that's way beyond control, I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I really do. I don't see the harm in making sure a kid gets a hot meal every day. I don't see the issue with that. But apparently it is an issue for sure. Moving forward. You hear that cliche a lot, don't you? When you're getting over something, man, look ahead. Don't look back. Just look left, look right, look straight ahead and look up. Ain't nothing good gonna cover you behind you. And you get to thinking, move on. How do we get here? How do we get to the move on phrase? I shouldn't have gotten that car. I shouldn't have rented that apartment in that neighborhood, first damn place. Why did I buy that vehicle knowing I couldn't afford it? I shouldn't have took that job no damn way. Why did I move out of state? You always get to that. You got to move forward. You got to keep it moving. But we know what got us in that moment. So we try to give the teach back, whether it's to a friend or a relative or a child. They take it the wrong way. What's the key phrase? You ain't going to tell me what to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you, you keep going that way, you're going to run into a wall. You go that way, you're going to run into a bunch of nails. You go that way, you're going to run into an explosion. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Not trying to tell you what to wear, when to wear it, or how to wear it. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't wear that. But we all get to that point of moving on. There's no person that is in their state where they're at right now of living a mindset that hasn't dealt with that phrase in self-talk, friends, relatives, jail, prison, rehab group, whatever it may be. You've dealt with that. You had to write about it. What does that mean to you, Tyrone? Moving on. But Debbie, can you be a little bit more? Could you elaborate a little bit more on your experiences to help you get through the move on sector of your life? What? But to prevent those things, now there's so many tools and resources and videos. There's help out there that before you even get there. You thought you were going to quit your job the way you wanted to, but as you go out now, by the time you get to work, that whole process has changed because that is in your head. You don't want to get to that. Sometimes you just got to move on. Okay. Especially after breakup. Oh, them the worst ones I hate. Oh, man, just move on. Girl, just move on. Okay. You can't move on from anything over 15 years. No, it's not that easy. Anything under 10, I feel you. Anything under 5, did we even know each other? Anything under 2 doesn't count. Anything under 1, y'all were just house sitting with each other. That's all. But that move on is a little different in relationships to me. It's a little different. All right, next up we have, it's my favorite. Out of all the sports programs I watch in the morning, in the afternoon, throughout the day, at night, hell, every day, Mad Dog Russo disclosed how he watches football. Makes him a cocktail, gets him an edible, cuts it in half. That's his pregame. Then right about kickoff, makes another cocktail. He says, I'm not driving, I'm at home. And they said, well, who's there with you? He's like, I'm an only child. I know how to entertain this. I'm not an only child, but I feel what he said. I feel what he said. Sometimes you don't need everybody to make you have fun when you're watching football. You got this. So listening to that, how do you watch football at home? What's your setup? You got a drink of choice you got to start with. You got to appetize. What's your breakfast like? You cook food throughout the whole day. I'm not talking to the people that go out of their house and go somewhere else and watch football. No, we already know what you do. You just yell at the TV and chug beer all damn day. My people at home. There's a routine, isn't it? You got a certain glass. Each TV has their own network to be a home game. You know, each TV has its purpose. They really do. And then it's the chair. It's the setup of the table. You're already thinking of the food on Friday. What we going to eat Sunday? What we eating Sunday? What we eating Sunday? You don't want nothing too fulfilling because got to make you got something to roll up. Got to smoke something. Got to get your mind right. So I feel that. So mine is usually a bucket of beer or a bottle. Sometimes both, depending on how bad Denver pisses me off the week before. It's usually like, I'm not a huge eater when I'm watching football, but I will nibble. So I usually like fried chicken. Some pizza. I can nibble on that all day, hot or cold, do it all day. And then you got to have your smoke break at halftime. Got to have that smoke. If it's real bad, I got to walk across the street, sit down and calm my nerves. But everybody has a way that they watch football at home. I'm not talking about your outfit and your superstitions. Your setup, what you drinking, what you smoking, what you eating on. I'm talking about that. That's all I'm talking about right there for sure. Man, oh man, day baseball. I don't think nobody in St. Louis went to work today. Bob? Susan? Tiffany? Michelle? Nobody. They're at the game. Everybody's at the game. When day baseball games have that much of a crowd, I always say to myself, who the hell is at work? I mean, I can see if it was April. I don't think nobody that's a true baseball fan really goes to work in April, that first month of April. No, please. Out of here with the game. It's a Cardinal day off. CDO. That should be on everybody new employee package. Instead of PDO, you get CDO. Cardinal day off. It's only applicable for day games. I'm Dre Montez, and you have my word on it. I'm running for your ward president in Ward 9799. Let it go, Dre. Let it go. Let it go. Well, rundown of what we discussed in case you tuned in late. We talked about nobody was working at the hotel. What would you do? Would you leave a note for management, email management, or would you stay and possibly turn into an employee? What do you use to get around? What's a device? Google Maps? What do you use? And does it work? If it doesn't work, you just yell at your phone, or do you do something about it? Do you go to the internet and say, hey, this is wrong? Impactful work that STL FC did and the St. Louis Cardinals by way all the people that visit our town and our city. Why don't they do something about Wash Ave? It's another discussion. How does one side of St. Louis look like Chesterfield and Baldwin, and the other one look like they filming Escape from New York? Again, how they go to bed like that? Coaches helping kids is really a concerning thing to me when it comes to food, clothing, and making sure that they're healthy. Why is it different now? Why is it so many knocks against the coaches trying to help? I'm not talking about the duffel bag left at the barbershop or buying your great uncle a car, or your aunt that's really not your aunt a car and getting her a job and buying her a condo. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about the kids. I'm about the kids. Moving forward, when people say that to you, man, you sometimes just got to move forward. Just go and get through it. You're going to be all right. And we also talked about, how do you watch football game at home? Everybody does it differently. But just in case you're going through the motions, here's a message from you from one of our sponsors. Be right back.
St. Louis, are you suffering from depression? Our advanced mental health treatments offer support to those facing depression. Supported by science and over 1 million treatments administered, a countless number of lives have been revitalized with our newfound healing process. Because your well-being matters, we have 2 convenient St. Louis locations dedicated to your transformative pursuit of mental wellness. We understand the importance of informed decisions. Research, discover, and take the first step toward a brighter tomorrow. Visit palmiertms.com to uncover more about our non-drug treatment for depression, covered by all major insurance plans. Let us stand by your side on this journey towards mental wellness. Contact us today.
All right, good people. Welcome back to Montez at Midday. Good afternoon, Mom and Dad, my brother, my sister, all my cousins, to the Dre 6, them kids of mine. Hope everyone is having a great day for sure. And one other thing I want to get at. Chicago Bears fans, I don't know what happened yesterday with Alfred Williams, the defensive coordinator, but allegedly he has resigned. Allegedly, the FBI raided his house. Allegedly, the FBI raided Hallis Hall. Everybody has a different story. Was Peanut Tillman there because he works for the FBI, out of the FBI office out of Chicago? Allegedly, he was around that, but nobody knows what for. But all I know, the last time the FBI agents raided a sports athlete's home, it was not good. And with all these, there was a baseball player that got popped 2 days ago, PEDs. Allegedly, there's a story going around about LeBron James. Allegations. Do you think LeBron James has ever used PEDs before? If so, would that bother you? Does that tarnish the GOAT? Being able to sustain what he has put through his body since the age of 18, playing with the grown men. What do you think about this? But the Chicago Bears story, I'm going to follow that all day because the new news come out at 2 p.m. The new news come out at 2 p.m. So as they say in the hood, I will holler at you guys later. And don't forget to check out my latest episode of Who's to Blame the podcast. It is up wherever you listen to podcasts at. But just in case you can't find it, you can always go to www.dremontez.com. Guys, women and children of all ages, and grandpas out there, enjoy the rest of your Throwback Thursday and tonight's football game. The G-Men and the 49ers, of course. Give me the purdy one. Give me them 49ers today. Prove me wrong. There you go, guys. Enjoy the day. Peace, and we out. We're in the money. We're in the money. Yeah, we are.